Hey guys, what's going on? It's your man Boris, and welcome to another episode of the TBScouts podcast. At the time of this recording, today is February 20th. And in today's episode, it's going to be a quick one, but I'm just going to talk about some game stats from a good game that I saw last week between Bernie Champion and Central Catholic. We're going to go over some of those stats, and then also I'm going to talk about a couple of upcoming games now that we are in playoff season. But going back to the game between Bernie Champion and Central Catholic, they played each other on February 15th, and that was a good game. It wasn't. It was a game that the coaches kind of put together. I don't think it was on their regular season schedule, but Champion and Central Catholic wanted to keep their guys active and instead of just sitting, with a bye or whatever. So they played against each other on the 15th. Final score of that game was 77-54. Bernie Champion took the lead on that one. I was looking forward to this game because there was a couple of players that I was looking forward to see. Of course, I always like to see Jesse Pert playing, and then for Bernie Champion, and then for Central Catholic, one of my guys, Connor Castro, who does big things for Central Catholic over there. So it was good to see Jesse and Connor play in the same game against each other. And they both did well. So going over the scores, the top leading scores for Bernie Champion. Coming in first place is Jesse Pert. He had a great game with 28 points. Jesse had 28 points, 8 assists, 2 rebounds, 1 steal, and 5 3-pointers made. Breaking those stats down a little bit more, Jesse was 10 for 19 from the field. He was 5 for 9 on his 2-point field goals, and he was 5 for 10 on his 3-point field goals. He did get fouled a couple of times, and he went 3 for 4 from the free throw line. And again, ended the game with 28 points. Jesse played great and, contributed a lot to Champion's 77 overall points. Coming in second place with leading score is Braden Baum, and Braden came in with 21 points. You guys have heard me talk about Braden time and time again. He continues to do good things. He finished up this game with 21 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal. Braden, he's a pretty efficient shooter. So looking at his stat breakdown, Braden was 7 for 9 on his field goals. So great job. He was 2 for 2 on his 2-point field goals, and Braden was 5 for 7 on 3-point field goals. So Braden also had 5 3-pointers that he made. Braden and Jesse were just going off from beyond the arch, so good job. Braden did get fouled, and he went 2 for 2 from the free throw line, so good job. And then the third leading scorer, no surprise, is Braxton Burdick. Braxton came in with 13 points, and Braxton led with rebounds, which is not a surprise. He had 8 rebounds and 1 steal. And looking at Braxton's stat line, he was 5 for 10 overall. He went 2 for 4 on 2-point field goals and 3 for 6 on 3-point field goals. So good job on 3-point shooting by all 3 of those guys. It looks like he didn't make it to the line at all, which is interesting because we know Braxton usually gets the chance to shoot a lot of free throws. So it looks like he didn't get fouled that much this game. But again, just wanted to point out Braxton's 8 rebounds. Good job, man, on getting those boards. So that wraps up Bernie Champion. And then moving on to Central Catholic. Central Catholic had an overall score of 54 points. And the top scorer was number 3, Joshua Devora. He came in with 15 points. He was 5 for 13 from the field. He had 3 rebounds and 1 assist. And then the second leading scorer coming in is my guy Connor Castro. Connor came in with 14 points and 5 rebounds. Connor was 6 for 11 from the field. He went 6 for 10 on his 2-point field goals. And then he got fouled, so he was at the line, and he went 2 for 2 on his free throws. So good job overall, Connor, with 14 points and 5 rebounds. And then the third leading scorer for Central Catholic is Solomon Benavides with 8 points. Solomon had 8 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. And Solomon was 3 for 10 from the field. He went 3 for 7 from 2-point and didn't make any 3-pointers. He was 0 for 3. But overall, again, final score of that game was 77-54. And then looking at the points table, just kind of a breakdown per quarter. In the first quarter, Champion outscored Central Catholic 18-11. In the second quarter, Champion outscored Central Catholic 21-11. Looks like in the third quarter, Central Catholic outscored Bernie Champion 12-11. And then in the fourth quarter, Bernie Champion outscored Central Catholic 27-20. So that fourth quarter was a pretty heavy scoring quarter for Champion, making the overall score 77-54. Bernie Champion with the dub on that one. Good effort by both teams. It was a very fun game to watch. A lot of support by the home and the away team. So, nice way to kind of prepare for the playoffs that we're leading into right now. Speaking of, it's playoff week next week. So on Tuesday, which is February 22nd, 2022, that's 2/22/2022, which I think is the same date that Dawn to 2 is dropping, if you know what I mean. If you know, you know. But anyways, on Tuesday, February 22nd at 6:30 p.m., Bernie Champion is going to play against Leander Glenn, and they're going to be playing at Johnson High School in Buda, Texas. So a little bit of a drive from San Antonio up to Buda, but Buda Johnson has a beautiful campus, beautiful gym. So it'd be nice to see Champion play against Glenn. And if you don't remember, Glenn is the team that knocked Bernie Champion off last year out of the playoffs. They knocked him out of the playoffs. So it'd be good to see how this rematch goes. There's been a couple of players that have graduated from both schools, and it's the new class, 2022 is leading the way. So we'll see how the game ends up between Bernie Champion and Glenn. And you guys already know who I'm going to place my bets on. But anyways, the next game on Tuesday is going to be Clemens versus Clark. So Samuel Clemens will play against Clark at 8 o'clock p.m. on Tuesday at the Alamo Convocation Center. There's going to be a lot of good games going on at the Alamo Convocation Center this week. But looking forward to see Clemens versus Clark, two very good teams. I know that Clemens has a pretty good team, and, they're stacked with some players. And they have one of my guys over there, Trayvon Nash, who's a pretty explosive guard. So we'll see how they match up against Clark. And, of course, Clark has Jordan Mason, who's just been balling out for them. So that'd be a good matchup between Clemens and Clark. And then also we have Brennan versus Alexander at 7 o'clock p.m. You can find more details about that game on the Brennan High School, Brennan boys basketball Twitter page. They have information about their game, their first playoff game, where they're going to be playing against Alexander, which I don't know anything about that school. And they play at 7 o'clock p.m. But that pretty much wraps up today's episode. Been a lot of good basketball going on in the community. I know right now is a great time for basketball because the high school season is winding down. We're coming into playoffs, and then right after playoffs, we roll right into that summer season. That club season is starting back up. We know there's a lot of club teams out there trying to build up their rosters. We still have some unsigned seniors that are still trying to look for some offers so they can, play somewhere next year. So a lot of stuff going on in the basketball community. But we only want to have positive vibes only. Positive vibes only. We're wishing most success to all these players. Always keep the players' best interests first. And, my doors are always open if any parents or players have questions about anything relating to basketball and recruiting and stuff like that, I'm always willing to give some advice, something that I'm very passionate about. So anyways, thank you guys very much for tuning in to this episode. Stay tuned for more coverage coming up this week during the playoffs, and we'll catch y'all next time. Again, thanks, and take care.